What's going on, guys? Christian Hanna Horror here. Welcome to the very first episode of the new series, Surviving the Sequels, where we talk about horror movie sequels that get left behind. Today's first episode is going to be 1989's The Fly 2. The Fly 2, a movie that even me has been very guilty of just not talking about it. It gets lost in the shuffle. It's an excellent sequel to one of the greatest horror movies ever made from David Cronenberg. And today we're going to give you 5 reasons why you need to watch The Fly 2. Let's do it. Reason number 1, Eric Stoltz. Eric Stoltz gets left behind, and he's kind of just known as the guy who got kicked off of Back to the Future. Eric Stoltz is the star of The Fly 2, playing the son of the great Seth Brundle, played by Jeff Goldblum in the original The Fly. His portrayal in this movie is fantastic. The guy is an incredibly underrated actor and has to do something very unique, portraying somebody who's aging intellectually and physically extremely faster than he's supposed to be. Keeping in mind he is supposed to be a human/fly. He plays it well and doesn't take it too ridiculous, being a kid who's supposed to be much more older than he looks and smarter. You get lost in his character very easily. He controls the movie and you can easily get behind his performance. He's very likable in this movie, and that's one of the most important things of a horror movie, is liking the character you're supposed to be following. The second reason you need to watch The Fly 2, a continuing story. One thing that we horror fans love is to know this certain question: what happens next? Sometimes we get to a horror sequel and it's a completely new story, pretending that the first movie didn't even happen. That works sometimes, but sometimes we want to know what happened. Well, The Fly 2 is going to give you that answer. Like we said, Seth Brundle has his son, and we get to see his evolution throughout this movie. That's one thing that I know I specifically love about The Fly 2, is knowing what's going on next after Seth Brundle has this kid. And you're going to find out. Reason number 3 you need to see The Fly 2. You remember that guy who was the creepy boyfriend in the first Fly that was really creeping hard on Gina Davis's character? Well, that guy is back in this movie, and it's great to see a returning character in The Fly 2. It's one thing to just extremely leverage yourself off of the first movie trying to get every character back, which is a good thing sometimes, but it's also nice to introduce new characters, to tell a continuing story, and to be introduced to new people. But when you can blend them together, one notably good example of this is Dream Warriors. It works very well in my opinion, and it's great seeing him back, but with a new layer to his characters. Reason number 4 you need to see The Fly 2 is it doesn't rely too much on the first movie. That may sound kind of weird, but what I'm getting at is this. You don't have too many flashbacks. It's not a movie where you have flashback after flashback after flashback showing footage from the first movie. That can get a little boring and tiring. You want to see a new development in this movie. The only thing that's old school that you'll see in this is a few audio clips of Seth Brundle from the first one, but it actually ties well with the story naturally, continuing the story of what we're trying to see. So it doesn't rely too much on the first Fly, and that's a good thing. We want to see new footage. Everything should be new to the eye when we see a sequel. And the 5th reason you need to see The Fly 2, and arguably the most important reason, is the special makeup effects. Now, we all know that the first Fly was groundbreaking and even won awards with the special makeup effects and the work for The Fly. What they did to Jeff Goldblum was absolutely incredible. Well, The Fly 2 does not disappoint whatsoever. The transformation of Eric Stoltz's character in this is one of the most insane and horrifying things I've ever seen in a horror movie, special makeup effects wise. His character turns into a fly that's a little bit different from this one. This one is more horror. This one is more just 80s. This one is more just cinema and nasty and evil. This fly is a force to be reckoned with, and it's a fresh look on the character. So that's one thing I know I really like about The Fly 2, is the special makeup effects. So there you go. That's 5 reasons you need to check out The Fly 2. A really great sequel to a really incredible, groundbreaking movie. I'm not going to say it's on par with The Fly, because look, The Fly is one of the greatest movies ever. But if you're not seeing this movie, you're giving yourself an injustice. It's a fun movie, a good sequel with great characters, a continuing story, and insanely good special makeup effects. That's enough for me to want to check it out. So this is Christian Hanna Horror. Welcome to the new series, Surviving the Sequels, where I give you 5 reasons you need to check out a horror sequel you may be passing up. Until next time, this is Christian Hanna Horror. We'll see you guys later.